Hello friends and family and other YouTubers. Thank you for watching this video. We are making a family recipe. Here's what you will need. You will need powdered sugar, vanilla, heavy whipping cream, and butter. You can use real butter. This is just what I had. And then you'll need some chocolate of your choice. And of course some cherries of your choice. Our recipe uses maraschino cherries. If you do not like maraschino cherries, you can always substitute that. If you do not have a juicer, like a lemon or orange juicer like I have here, then there are other ways you can do it, but ultimately you just need to save some of this juice for the frosting. So let me get a bowl here real quick so we can mix this all together. Okay, so we have a whole bag of powdered sugar, which is 2 pounds or 32 ounces. And then we will put that into our mixture, our bowl here. So in the middle, we will add 2 tablespoons of cream, heavy cream. Make sure you get that all in there. And then we will put 5 tablespoons of that cherry juice. That's why we saved it, so it can go into our filling. And then you will need 4 tablespoons of butter. I melted it just to make it a little bit easier to combine. Otherwise, you can just put in softened butter. Again, 4 tablespoons. So I will mix that in here. And then we will also need just a splash of vanilla. Alright, I'm just gonna pour it in because I think it's fine. Just a wee bit, not too much, not too little, just a good amount. And then we will mix that in. And it should be like a Play-Doh consistency, so if you need to add anything, you can go ahead and add more of an ingredient. I would avoid adding water because we're not making a glaze, and it can take away from the flavor a bit. So if you think it needs a little bit more liquid, just go in with that cherry juice because it has some water in it as well. Some natural water from the cherry itself. But you can see we're kind of getting that like Play-Doh-like. So I'm just going to keep mixing it. You can use a stand mixer. I just used a clear bowl and this is the only bowl I had, so I can show you guys how to make this. I'm going to go in with a little bit more cherry juice, just a little bit more. We're just going to probably add like 6 tablespoons. The more we incorporate, the stronger the cherry flavor is. But yeah, we are getting there. Just remember, you want a nice thick consistency. This might be still a little bit on the thicker side than I want. I can actually just pour it like this and pick it up. Just be careful when you're adding because we can always add more juice. We can't take away the juice. So you can see here we still have some on the bottom. I like using Tupperware containers to mix it because it's a little bit flexible and you can actually get all of that powdered off, the powder off the bottom here. We're just kind of scraping and stabbing it just to incorporate it because it is getting really thick. There we go. We usually make this a lot around Christmas time. They are my dad's favorite things. So, and they are way better than the store-bought ones. So, alrighty. I think that's what I like. We can obviously incorporate it a bit more, but yeah, see, it's a little bit sticky and there's still some dry stuff. So let me wash my hands real quick. We just went in and added a little bit more because it just needed a little bit more dryness because we don't want it to stick. You should be able to just handle it without it sticking to you because the cherries do have quite a bit of juice in them. You want to make sure that you can manage this properly, and a good way to do that is to make sure that this is as stiff as you can get it without it being too dry where it crumbles. So we just want a good, nice, thick frosting. You can also just go like this and dump it out because you should be able to manage it with your fingers. So take your hands. I'm just going to put some powdered sugar on my hands just to kind of make sure they're all dry. But yeah, it's kind of like dough almost. And if you don't incorporate it all, it's not the end of the world. So I went ahead and I took the cherry juice from my strainer here and I dumped it into the jar it originally came in. You can use this in Shirley Temples or another treat if you're making a lot of cherry flavored stuff.